Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschooling channel. Today we are going to start a new chapter in mathematics. The name of the chapter is percentage. In this chapter we are going to have three videos. In part 1 we are going to solve percentage questions of level 1 and level 2. In second part we will solve level 3 questions of percentage along with some previous year SAT questions. And in part 3 we will solve data interpretation question or data analysis question related to percentage chapter. I'm going to comprehensively cover different types of question possible from this chapter from various SAT books. One thing I can make sure that even though you have never read this chapter before, after sincerely watching all three videos in this chapter, you would be able to solve any question related to this chapter asked in future SAT exam. I want you to take out your notebook and pen and start solving these questions along with me. So let's go. So this is your syllabus here, and this is your percentage chapter. You will get one question from this chapter, maximum one question from this chapter. First, we will start with the basics of percentage. First, what is percentage? Percentages means part out of 100. So let's take, or in mathematical terms, anything divided by 100 is called percentage. See what I'm trying to say here is if 25% is written, so that is it is 25th part out of 100. So what we are going to write here is 25 into 1 by 100. That would be 25 divided by 100. So 25% would be 25 part out of 100. Now what are you going to write? 63%. 63% would be 63 part, third part out of 100. Now the next thing about percentage is percentage does not have a value of itself. So if you say 25%, 25% of what? So percentage does not have a value of itself unless it is compared to something. So if you just say that 10%, it does not mean anything. But if you say 10% of 650, then it has a meaning. Or 45% of 720, it has a meaning. Or it can be written in verbally that I want 10% of your income, or I want 10% of your of in of your income as my pocket money. Pocket money. So percentage does not have a value of itself until unless it is compared to something. So you can compare it to something like a number here, or like anything else than like income, and later you have to find the income, and that would be 10%, and then you have to find 10% of that. So now what this example says, that first example, 10% of 650. So how are we gonna write it? 10%, so percent would be, but if you have to remove this percentage from here, so it would be percentage written as divided by 100 into 650. So this would be 650. So that would be 65. So this is, will 65 will be 10% of 650. Now there's one more concept, that percentage can be changed to fraction, like that. Like if you see that 25% can be written as 25 by 100. So we can multiply 25 one times and 4 times. So 1 by 4. So it can be also written as, uh, so this is your fraction. What is a fraction? Fraction, which it has a numerator and a denominator. And what is a mixed fraction? So it has three numbers. x and y. So if something is written like this in numerator and denominator, then it is called as a fraction. And if something is written like this, one number here and x by y, something like that, so that would be like 3 2 by 3. So that would be your mixed fraction, and 2 by 3 is your fraction. So you should know how to convert a fraction to mixed fraction and a mixed fraction to fraction. So this is your 57 divided by 13. So this is your fraction. So if you want to convert it into mixed fraction, so what we're going to do here is 13 divided by 57. So we will go for 4 times. So that would be 13, 4 times 52, 0 and 5. So what we are having here is, this is your divisor, 13 is your divisor, this is 5 is your remainder, 4 is your quotient, this one is your quotient, this is basic arithmetic, and 57 is your divisor. So if you want to convert a fraction to mixed fraction, then what you're gonna write is quotient to remainder divided by divisor. And this, sorry, this one is not divisor, this is dividend. 57 is dividend and 13 is your divisor. 57 is your dividend and 13 is your divisor. So divisor. So what you want to write is 57 by 13 is a fraction. If you want to convert it into mixed fraction, so we will divide it and we will write quotient first. That would be 4 into remainder. Remainder is your 5 and your divisor is 13. So this is your mixed fraction. So 4 5 by 13. So now this is your mixed fraction. And uh, if you want to convert mixed fraction into fraction, how are you going to do it? Multiply quotient and divisor. That would be 13 into 4 plus whole plus remainder divided by divisor. So that would be 13 for 52, 52 plus 5, 57 divided by divisor, that is 13. So now you know how to convert fraction to mixed fraction, and mixed fraction back to fraction. 57 whole divided by 13. Now we have one more statement in percentage, that A percentage of B is equal to B percentage of A. So let's take 10% of 20 is equal to 20% of A. So 10% would be how much? 10 can be written as 10 by 100 into 20. That would be 1 by 10. So this one would be 2. And similarly, let's see the other side is correct or not. So 20 by 100 into A. A we have taken here as 10. So 2. So both are correct. So always remember that A percentage of B is equal to B percentage of A. So for the next concept, the final result of increasing or decreasing a number by a percentage. So if a number or any value that is increased or decreased by a percentage in one step by multiplying the number by total percentage. Let's take mm, let me how let's take we have a rice bag here. Okay, a rice bag, it is made up of plastic or something, and it can hold 80 kg of rice. Let's 80 kg or 80 pound, whatever you want to take. So this is the full capacity of your rice. Let's say the rice bag. So this is the full capacity of your rice, which is 80 kilogram. So if something is increased or decreased, so let's say that the rice bag size has been increased by 20%. So if rice bag size has been increased by 20%, so what would be 100 plus 20? That would be 120%. So if rice bag size has been increased by 20%, then what is going to be, then how much rice it can hold? So that would can be easily found out by 120% of the original amount, because 20% has been increased. So 100 plus 20, 120% of original 80 kg. So 100, 120 by 100 into 80, 16, that is 96. So if the size of the bag has been increased by 20%, so we just have to write, we'll have to increase the percentage, that is 100 plus 20%. And what was the original amount? So now this bag size, whose size has been increased by 20%, it can hold 96. So now after increasing the size of the bag, it can hold 96 kilogram of rice. So let's take an example. If 80 is increased by 20%, then the total percentage would be how much? 100 plus 20, that would be 120%. So the final amount would be how much? 120% of 80. So 120% of 80 can be also written as 1.2 in decimal form, because if we remove this two zeros here, one here, and if we remove this zero from the denominator, so we will put a point after one digit from the right side. So this would be 80 into 1.20, that would be 96. Similarly, here it is said that if something is decreased by 30%, so if 50 is decreased by 30%, so originally it was how much? 100%. Now it has been decreased by 30%. So it would be now, after decreasing, it would be 100 minus 30, that would be 70%. So final amount would be how much? 70% of 50. So 70% can be also written in decimal as 0.7. So 0.7 into 50. So whenever you are increasing, that would be 100 plus that that increasing amount. It can be 10, 20, anything. Or whenever something is decreased by a particular percentage, that would be 100 minus that percentage. You will be able to understand these concepts more clearly when we will solve the question. Now moving to the next concept, a percent of change. Let's take that, in 2024 you're buying a chocolate, let's say for how much? $10. But in next year 2025, the price of chocolate has been increased to $12. So if we have to find how much percentage of the price has been increased, so we have a formula for that. So percentage of change is how much? Percentage of change is as given, is equal to amount in change. So in 2024 it was 10, and 2025 it was 12. So that would be, amount of change would be 12 minus 10 divided by original amount. So original amount was in 2024 was how much? $10. So or 2024 was the base year with which we are comparing the future prices. So in denominator, always base is always in the denominator. So the base year is 2024, because here you have started, and you started and you have comparing the price in 2025. So base is always in the denominator. So it has started from $10, so the original amount was $10. into 100. So that would be 2 by 10 into 100. So that would be 20%. So the percentage of change, similarly, it can be reduced. So let's take in 2024, instead it was it was $10, but in 2025, because of reduction in sale, they reduced the price to $7. So what would be the percentage of change? That would be 10 minus 7, so amount of change divided by original amount, that is 10 into 100. So the percentage reduced is how much? 3 by 10 into 100, that would be 30%. So percentage change can be that would be increased, or can percentage change can be decreased. So we have the formula for that is percentage of change is uh, amount of change divided by original amount. And always remember, the base or the original amount is always kept in the denominator here. Now moving to the next question. If you know the result after a given number number is increased by p%, you can find the original number by dividing the new amount by total percentage. Let's say you have produced a good for $100, but you live in a country where they put high taxes on that. Then on that, let's take you, it's a toy of $100. Okay, and the government puts a tax of how much? 20%. 20%. All no, let's take another way. Let's take that a toy is there, so that is of X amount, and on that X amount, uh, government put tax of, let's say, 10% of tax on that X amount. And after that, after putting tax on that X amount, uh, the price is 110%. So if we have to find what was the original amount before tax, then we can use this formula. So let's take a we don't know what was the original amount, so original amount is X here, and new amount after increase of p%, that after increase of, this is your p, that is after adding tax of 10%, so that is sorry, x dollars was the price and 10% was the tax. So let's take after 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 putting 10% tax, the price is $110. So the new amount after adding tax or increase of p%, that is $110 divided by how much? 100 plus p%, that is 100, and the tax that was added was 10%. 10%, 100% and 10%. So this one would be how much? 110 divided by 110%. So this would be how much? 110 by divided by 110, and percentage would be written. So this can be written as 110 divided by 100. So this 100 will go on the numerator. So 110 into 100 divided by 110. So the original value before adding tax was $100. So if you know the number that results after a given number in increase in is number is increased by p%. So if you know the final value after addition of tax, that of tax, that is of p%, you can find the original value, that was X, by dividing the new amount by total percentage. So If something is added, then you will use this formula. And if something is discounted or something is reduced, let's take, X was the price and company provided 10% of discount on the original price, uh, uh, on the price. And after discount, you are getting, the price is $90. So for that, if you want to find the original price before the discount, that would be new amount, that is after discount, that is 90 divided by 100 minus discount percentage, that would be 10%. So that would be 90 by 90%. So the percent will go above, so this will be written as 100 by 90. So the original price would be $100. So you will use this plus sign when you increase a number by some percentage, and when you reduce a number by some percentage, then you will use 100 minus p. That's the only difference between these two things. So if an amount, if price is given and tax is added, then you will use, for addition, you will use this formula. As you can see, plus is used. And if a amount is given and a discount or amount is reduced by decreased by p percentage, then you will for decrease, minus would be used. So you will use this formula. So all these three formulas are very, very important. Now we have one more thing, that if you want to convert percentage to fraction and fraction to percentage. So if you want to convert percentage to fraction, let's say it is 25%. So what we have to do is 25 divided by 100. So that would be 1 by 4. So fraction would be 1 by 4. So if you want to convert percentage to fraction, you would divide by 100. But if you want to convert fraction to percentage, so if 1 by 4 is the fraction, and if you want to convert into percentage, then multiply by 100. So 1 by 4 into 100, that would be 100, 25. So that would be 25%. So always remember, if you want to convert percentage to fraction, divided by 100. And if you want to convert fraction to percentage, then multiply by 100. Now, this slide is very important. In this slide, you will find percentage and its corresponding value in fraction and decimal. So let's take some simple percentage here, that is 10%. So 10% can be written as what? 10 by 100. So 1 time 10, 10 times. So this is 1 by 10. Now the next simple one percentage, simple fraction is 20. So 20 by 100 is 21 times, 25 times. So that would be 1 by 5. Then the next is 33.33%. That is 1/3 of 100%, of one third of 100%. So 33.3%. So these are the simple one which you can remember without any effort. Then 40. So 40 by 100, that would be 2 by 5. Then 50 by 100, that would be, its fraction would be 1 by 2. 60% would be 60 by 100, that would be, if you factorize it, it would be 3 by 5. Then 75%, that is 75 divided by 100, that is 3 by 4. 80%, 80 divided by 100, 4 by 5. 100%, so 100 divided by 100, that would be 1. So these you can remember without any effort. But there are few more percent and its respective fractions which are asked in exam, and it will help you to solve a lot of time. It will help you to save a lot of time during your examination. And a lot of questions will come from this, especially the things that I am mentioning. So 8.33 its fraction would be 1 divided by 12. 12.5%, 1 divided by 8. 16.6%, 1 divided by 6. 25% is, I would say, it would be in simple, because 25 by 100 would be 25 one time, 4 times. So these are the simple fractions, a simple percentage with simple fraction. Now 33, 37.5, that is 3 by 8. Then as we know, 33.33% is 1 by 3. So twice of it would be 2 into 1 by 3. So 66.66 would be 2 in 2 divided by 3. Then 62.5 is 5 by 8, and 62.5 is 5 by 8, and 87.5 percentage 7 by 8. So you have to remember these, because you can remember these are the simple percentage, and the fraction are also simple, so you can easily remember this. So you have to remember these complex percentage along with the fractional value. See why I'm telling you that. Let's say in a question it is given that 12.5% of 880. So if you don't know the fractional value, what you're going to do is 12.5 divided by 100, then you will put 880, then you will put you will put all these things on the calculator and try to solve it. But if you know the fractional value, let's say 12.5% of 880. So if you know the fractional value, don't have to switch to the calculator. As you know, 12.5% is 1 by 8 into 880. So that would be 110. So you can simply find it. And a lot of questions have been asked on these percentage, which I have circled here. So it will come very handy while solving questions, and it will save you a lot of time, because every second is important during your examination. Now, how to convert percentage to decimal? So as we know, 8.33%. So it can be written as 8.333 divided by 100. So if we have to remove 100, so what we have to do is move decimal 2 step on left side. So if you want to remove this 100, so you can say that 0.33, so divided by 100. So if you want to move if you want to remove this 100, so what you're going to do is move the decimal, uh, like if it is divided by 10, then you will move, it has 2 zeros, so you will move 2 sides on the left side. So 0.0833. Similarly, 10%, so that would be 10 by 100. So you will put decimal 2 sides, because 10 can be written as 10.0. So you will move two, two decimal points on this side, on the left side. So that would be 0.10. Let's take one more example. 33.33%. So 33.33% would be how divided by 100. So we will move the decimal 2 steps on the left side. That would be 0.333%. Sorry, 0.33. That is the decimal value. So now you know how to convert percentage to fraction and percentage to decimal, or vice versa. So this is very, very important, because it will help, especially percentage to fraction. This will save you a lot of time while solving questions related to percentage. So kindly remember these things, especially the one I have circled, because the others are simple and you can easily remember them. But the circle one, you have to remember them, because it will come very handy in examination. Now, let's move to the questions now. In question number 1, it is said that what is 15% of 80. So we will write equation word by word. For what we will write x is what equal to 15% of. So 15% would be how much? 15 divided by percent is 1 by 100. So 1 by 100 of means multiplication into 100. So if we 0, 3 times, 2 times, and 4 times. So x is 3 into 4. That would be 12. So your answer would be 12. So you have to read the statements carefully. What is 15% of 80? So for what we can take any letter x and anything is stands for equal to 15% is 15 by 100 of means multiplication, and 80 will be 80. So we will multiply that, then we can find what is the number. That is x is equal to 3 into 4, that is 12. Now moving to the next question. 30% of a number is 12. So 30% would be written as 30 divided by 100 of would be written as into of a number. Let's take any number as x is stands for equal to, and 12 stand we can write 12 as 12. So if we take this equation, that would be, so we can write this as x is equal to 12 into 10 divided by 3. So 4 times, hence the number x is 4 into 10, that would be 40. So our option D would be a correct answer. Now moving to the next question. What percent of 30 is, so what for what we will take x percent, we will write for percent is equal to 1 by 100 of stands for into 30 is stands for equal to 9. So if we take x is equal to 9 into 100 divided by 30, so that would be 100, and 3 times, that would be 30. This one would be your answer, 30. Now let's see the next part of the question. This was the part A of the question. Now let's see what is going to be the part B of the question. If price of an item increases from 70 to $84, what is the percentage increase in price? So as we have read in the basics, that percentage of change would be equal to amount of change by original amount into 100%. So as we know, percentage percentage increase would be amount of change, that would be 80 minus $70 by original amount. So originally it was 70, then it increased to 84. So the original amount would be 70 into 100%. So this one would be uh, sorry, this one is 84. 84 minus 70. So this would be 40 by 70 into 100. So the answer would be how much? That's 10 times, and this is going to be 2 times. So this one would be 20%. So we have to find the value of both respectively. So the first answer would be 30%, and second would be 20%. So option B would be your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. if 25% of m, so 25 would be written as 25 by 100 of means into m will be written as m is would be written as equal to is 50. So from this we can find the value. So 25%, as we have read, 25% can also be written as 1 by 4. Hence m would be 50 into 4, that would be 200. So we have to find what is 15% of m. So if it what is, so x is would be equal to 15% of 2m. So 15 by 100 of would be written as 2 into and 2m. So m is 100, so 2m would be how much? 400. 200 into 2, that would be 400. So it will go 4 times. Hence 15 into 4, that would be 60. So 15% of 2m is 60. Now moving to the next question. If a is, so we will write a is would be written as equal to 25% of 2b. So 25%, that is 25 by 100. It can be also written as 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 of means into 2b. 2b. So it would be b by 2. Hence we can say that from this equation b is equal to 2 into a. So from this equation we can say that if b if a is 100, let's say let a is 100, then b would be 2 into 100, that would be 200%. So if b is equal to 200, that means b is 200% of a. So this is going to be our answer. Now moving to the next question. In 2a plus 3b is equal to 2a plus 3b is equal to 250%. So 250% can be divided by 100, that would be 2.5. So 2.5 of would be into 6b. So this would be 2a plus 3b would be, so 6 into 2 would be 12, and half of 6 is 3. So 12 plus 3 would be 15b. So now we can say, now the equation would be 2a, and we will take 3b on that side, that would be equal to 12b. So we can say that 6 times. So we have to find what is a by b. So if we take a this side, so this would be a by b, and 6 will be remain on that side. So a by b, a divided by b is equal to 6. So this is going to be our answer. Now moving to the next question. The price of GTA game was first increased by 15%. So it was first increased by 15% after the launch of the game due to very high demand. And then the new price was decreased by 30%. Then it was decreased by 30% after a month of launch. Which of the following is the true which of the following is true about the final price of GTA game after two price changes? So let's take, let the price would be $100. Okay. So first it was increased by 15%. So after first increase, as we have read in the basics, if something is increased, so we have to 100 plus 15, that would be $115, because 15% of any price has been increased. Similarly, 30% reduce. 30% of the price. So now this is your price, and in this price 30% has been reduced. 13% decrease in price. So 30% of price has not been decreased from this price. 30% has been decreased after increasing 15%. So we will take this price. So 115, and as we have read in the basics that if there is 30% decrease, so we will multiply it by how much? 70%, because 30% is decrease, so that would be 70%. So we can say that 115 into 70 by 100. So that would be, let me put it on my calculator. So this one would be $80.5. So after first increase, the price increases from $100 to $115. Then then a $115 price was reduced by 30%. Then it comes $80.5. So the final price would be 80.5. So let's check the option. First option, decrease by 14%. No. Second option, decrease by 90.5. So 100 minus 80.5 would be how much? 19.5. So the initial value was $100, and after reducing $19.5, after the final price is $80.5. That is reduction of 19.5%. So this is going to be a answer. So what I have taught you is the normal approach. That was the normal approach for this question. But there is a shortcut, or the sigma method, for sigma approach for this question. So if we have to find the final price after two price changes, so the sigma approach would be, let's say the initial price is $100. So we'll write 100 here. Then the first increase was how much? 115%. 115% can be written as 1.15. So it would be 1.15. And the second price change was how much? It was decreased by 30%. So that would be 70%. So 0.7. So 0.7. So your final answer would be, if you put it on the calculator, you will get it $80.5. So this is your shortcut, or the sigma approach, to solve this question. And this was your normal approach. In this question, it is said that the cost of a Toyota car increases each year by 2.5%. And the cost this year is 20,000. If cost of the car is given by this equation, Cn is equal to 20,000 x to the power n, what is the value of x? So we have to find value of x. So as we know, the cost of the car increases by how many percentage? By what percent? 2.5. So this will be written as 100% plus 2.5%. So this one would be how much? 102.5%. So it can be also written as 102.5 divided by 100. So we will shift decimals to remove 100 from denominator. So it will be written as 1.025. So if we take this equation here, Cn is equal to 20,000 x to the power n. So n is the number of years by that price is increasing, and x is the percentage increase. So 20,000, and the percentage increase every year is how much? 100 plus 2.5%, that is 102.5. 2.5% to the power n. So if it is increased by n number of years, like 2 years, then it would be 2. If for 3 years, it would be 3. So Cn would be 20,000. This is 102.5%. So 102.5% can be written as 1.025 to the power n. And your Cn. So if we equate this equation and the equation given here, so from this to equation we can say that x is how much? 1.025. So this is your answer. Now moving to the next question. In this question, it is said that if 20% of 30% of a positive whole number. So let's write the equation. 20% of 30% of into 30% of a whole positive whole number. So let's take this one as x is equal to 10% of k% of the same number. So the same number is x. So we have to find what is the value of k. So 100, we will cancel 100 on both the sides. Then x and x would be cancelled on the both sides. Then 10. So the value of k would be 2 into 30. That would be 60. So your answer, option C, 60 would be your correct answer. Now moving to next question. This one is a nice question. See, first in first part of the question, a pair of tennis shoe cost 48.6, including 8% sales tax. What is the cost before tax is added? So let's take it was some 100% was there, and we added 8% of sale tax there. Then after adding sale tax, its value is $48.6. So whenever, see, now we have learned in the basics that we have learned two formulas here, that if there's included or something is added, then we will use this formula to find the original amount is equal to new amount after a percentage increase of p% divided by 100 plus p%. So for this, we will use this formula. So the original amount would be equal to how much? New amount, that is 48.6. 48.6 divided by how much? 100 plus plus p% increase. That is 8% of sale tax is added. So 100 plus 8, that would be 108%. That would 108%. That would be equal to 108 by 100. So we can write it as 1.08. It would be 1.08. So let me put it on my calculator. This one would be 54 dollars, I guess. 50. Sorry. This one would be 45, not 54. $45. So we can see that we have an option here, $45. Now moving to the second part of the question. After a discount of 10%, a tennis shoe cost 48.60 dollars. What is the cost before the discount? So if we are giving a discount or anything is excluded, we will use this formula to find the original amount. If something is added, then we will use 100 plus p%. And if something is discounted or excluded, then we will use this formula where 100 minus p%. So the original amount would be equal to new amount, that is $48.6 divided by 100 minus p%. So percentage discount percentage is 10%. So 100 minus 10, that would be 90%. That would be 48.6 by zero point 0.9. So let me put it on my calculator. That is $54. So we have to find both the cost in dollars respectively. So for the first one, where sale tax is added, we have used this formula where 100 plus p% is there. So our answer was 45. And second part, we have used the formula where 100 minus p, because there is a discount or percentage is excluded from the cost. So that is 54. So option B is correct. There is one more way to represent. There's one more way to represent to find the answer of these questions. See, we can also say that after including tax, it is. We can also say for this one, 108% of x is, after adding sale tax, 108% of x is 48.6. So if we solve for this one, we can 48.6 by 1.08. So you will get 45 answer. Similarly, after a discount of 10%, that would be 90%. 90% of x is 48.6. So x would be 48.6, and if you take 90% on that side, that would be 0.9. So that would be $54. So either you can use formula, or you can make this equation. And always remember, if sale tax is added, included, something is then 100 plus that percentage of x would be equal to that amount that is given. And if something is discounted or excluded, that would be 100 minus that percentage of x is equal to that amount. So there are two ways to find these answer of these types of question, either by using this formula, or you can use write these two equations. Both are same. So now moving to the next question. By the end of the college, Ted passed 80% of his maths test. So maths test. So this one would be 80%. 80% is pass. Then if he is passing 80 maths test, then he will be failing in how much percent? 20%. Ted will fail in 20% of the maths test. And as the question says, if Ted fail in 4 maths tests, so he's failing 20%. So 20% is equal to 4 tests, 4 math tests. How many maths tests did he pass? So for 20% is equal to 4 maths tests. So 80% would be how much? So 20 is 20% is 4 maths tests. So 80% would be 20 into 4. That would be 4 into 4. That would be 16. See, if 20 is 4, then 80 would be 4 times of 20. So 4 times of 20, 4 into 4 times of 24, that would be 16. So your answer would be 16. Now moving to the next question. This one is a tricky one. In a certain mathematics class, the part of the class that a member of maths club is 50% of rest of that class. 50% of the rest of the class. So there is a mathematics class in which there are two types of people. One are maths club, one belongs to maths club, or other are rest of the class or non-math club members. So let's take, so we have to find the total number of maths club member in the class is what percentage of the entire class. So let's take, this is a maths class, and from here we have two maths club and rest of class. Yeah, or we can also say that non-math club member, and this is math club member. So let's take the rest of the class, any number. Let's take they are 100. And in the question it is said that the part of the class that are member of maths club is 50% of the rest of the class. So 50% of 100 would be how much? This one would be 50. So the total number of maths class member is what percentage of the entire class? So we have to find maths club member is 50 is what percent of the entire class. So entire class is maths club member and non-maths club member. So that would be 50 plus 100. That would be 50 by 150. That would be 1 by 3. So that would be 33.33%, or it can be also written as 33 1 by 3. So option C will be your answer. Now coming to the next question. This one is also a very good question. A rugby team played 25 games. A rugby team played and has won 60% of the game it has played. What is the minimum number of additional game the rugby team must win in order to finish the season winning 80% of the game it has played? So let's take winning win percentage is they have won 60% of the total 25 games. So 60% of 25 games, that would be 15. So we have to find that we have to increase winning percentage from 60 to 80, and how much additional game we have to play must team must play in order to make the winning percentage 80%. So let's take there are four options. So what we gonna do is put all the options one by one. So what we're gonna do here is let's play let's take the option one here. So they have one is 15, and if they additional game they have also one is 21. So total game would be, the initial game was 25. So if they have one additional 21 games, so in total we will also add 21. So this one would be how much? 36, and this one would be 46. So let's say winning percentage is how much? 36 by 46. Let me put it on the calculator. That is 78.2%. So first option will not be correct. Now let's put the option second here. So as we have already won 15, and if we have played additional 25 game and we have won all the 25 games, so this one would be 40, and previously the game played was 25, and additional 25 games have been played and won, so 25, that would be 40. So let's see what is the winning percentage. Sorry, this one would be 50. So the winning percentage would be 40 by 50 into 100. That would be 80%. So yes, two, option B, 25 would be a, so if they in 25 games they have won 60% of the game, that is 15, and if they play additional game 25 games and won all of them, then the winning percentage will increase from 60 to 80%. So 25 additional game will be your answer. This is a very good question. Now moving to the next question. So monthly salary of a family is $8,750, in which ratio of Randy and Rachel's salary is 2 is to 3. So we have to divide this family salary into 2 is to 3. So let's say Randy salary would be 2 divided by 2 plus 3 into 8750. That would be how much? 8750, that would be 3,500. And what would be the Rachel's salary? Rachel's salary, we don't have to use this equation, as we know the total salary is 8750, so we can find Rachel's salary by 8750 minus Randy's salary, that is 3,500. That would be how much? Let me put it on the calculator. 0 5 5 2. So 5250. So this is your Randy's salary and this is your Rachel's salary, 3,500. In the question, by how much percentage Randy's salary is less than Rachel? Less than Rachel. So Rachel would be your base. So we have to find the difference of these two. That would be 5250, 3,500 is less than Rachel. So Rachel salary is 5250. So your answer would be 1750 by 5250. This one be 1 by 3. So this one would be 33%. So your answer would be 200. So this 33.33%. 1 by 3. So you can write it as 33 by 1 by 3%. So this is the normal approach. But in exam we will say, because they are given in ratio and the whole family salary is 8750. Now I'll tell you the sigma approach, as it is given in ratio. So what you're gonna do is, we have to find how much percentage Randy's salary is less than Rachel's. So as we know, Rachel's uh, salary is 3 and Randy's salary is 2, divided by what? Rachel's, that is 3. So this will be also 1 by 3, 200, 1 by 3, that would be 33.33 by 1 by 3%. So this is your sigma approach and this is your normal approach, where you find everything. See, in percentage, if we have one constant value here instead of multiple, then there is no need to find out their individual values. You can just use the ratios and you can find your answer here. So this one is your sigma approach. Just put it like this. So we have to find in the question how much percentage Randy's salary is less than Rachel. So that is 3 minus 2. Then Rachel, that is divided by 3 into 100. So that would be 33.1 by 3%. So this is going to be your answer. Option C is your answer. So this is the end of your first part of the video. Do not forget to check out the part 2.
If you like the way I teach and want to buy a comprehensive course for SAT exam at a very affordable price, you can download our app from the App Store and start your self-paced preparation from pre-recorded videos provided in the course. My course also includes chapter-wise practice questions along with 20 test series at par with SAT exam. You can find all the links in the description below.